So welcome everyone once again. So in this session, I will cover this new user security governance, which in the interest of time, I will be able to show you the overview and also will help you to understand what is this, what is the new change in the new user security governance. So when you talk about new user security governance, this is a product which was acquired by Microsoft last year. If you have upgraded your system to 10.43, you might have seen the new user security governance. From 10.43, it is in preview. But if your version is 10.44, it will be generally available in Dynamics Digital Finance and Operation. Before I deep dive further, I would like to just introduce myself. My name is Ramit, as you know, and I'm a Microsoft MVP in business applications. Now it is AI ERP, and I'm a super user and also the user group leader in Microsoft Dynamics Digital community.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right. So what I'm going to cover it up in this session, that if you have seen.
Can you please repeat? Yeah.
Okay, maybe I need to switch off my camera, then I think there is a lag.
No, I'm listening you correctly. I don't know. I think it might be someone with a mic on.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll mute them. I think you're doing great.
Okay. I thought it's my issue. Okay, not a problem. Okay, I'm back. So if you can see my slide, as I mentioned, new user security governance is actually a new thing which has come up in 10.43 and from 10.44. This is generally available in the product. So what I'm going to cover it up, like from the feature management, I will also talk about that. So to upgrade or to enable the user security governance, there is a feature called security governance, right? Once you enable it, this all list of features will be available in Dynamics Digital Finance and Operations. And of course, in the interest of time, I will give you an overview. I'll also help you to understand what is this. So if we talk about these features, I will just quickly change my screen to Dynamics Digital Finance and Operations. And once you have enabled the feature from the feature management, this new form called security governance will be available in system administration module. And under this security governance, there are a lot of features, as I mentioned in my slide, like security process role maintain, security analysis, license usage summary, security category, and so on and so forth. So I will start by this temporary role management. So these are all new features. It was never in the 65 finance and operation, a complete new topic, and it is very useful when it comes to maintaining the security or from the audit point of view. So when you talk about temporary role management, what is this temporary role management? Assume a user going for a leave, or they are going for some maternity leave, some kind of leave, and the company wants to revoke the access during that period of time, or due to some issue or due to some requirement, the user's role has to be changed during the temporary period. Okay. So for that time, if you configure this by the temporary role management, for that time only, that during that temporary period, the role will be switched or the role will be changed. The role you are giving to the user for the temporary period. Example, if I create new, if I just select a user here, and if I select start date and time, like from this 24th, from 12 a.m. to 29, 12 or 30, 12 a.m., this user will have some new set of roles for different reasons. For that, you just need to click on assign roles. You need to select which role you will add. I'll click OK. Not only that, when you are giving these roles, temporary role, you will also be able to see these original roles this user has. So you will have an option that whether you want to merge this temporary role with the original roles, or you want to replace with the new temporary role with the original roles. If I select replace, so what will happen? If I change the status to planned, and if I click process, and if I go ahead and click on OK, what will happen? During this temporary period, this user role will be changed according to this setup, whatever role I have given here. So in short, this is a temporary role management where you can give the role to the user for a temporary period, and the role will be a temporary. So that is a total automation. You just need to do the setup, and once the time comes, automatically this user's role will be replaced with the original role which was there previously when the temporary role management was not created. This is one feature. Now I will talk about the role audit trail. This is very useful, I would say. I have seen many business organizations or many business or many audit companies came up and said, you have added roles, you have removed roles. Where is the log? Right? So from 10.43 to 10.44, from the GA version, this problem is resolved. So going forward, you will have an option called under users here, role audit trail. If you click on this role audit trail, all the changes is there in this user will be showcased. Like I have added a role called accounts payable manager. I have removed the role called budget clerk from this user. Also, not only that, if you see the internal organization number, if I have changed something or if you have added the role for that organization, like assign users role, these numbers will be available, or the internal organization name will be available, and the important part, when it was done, who has done it, right? Not only this, it is a user specific form. You can also see this from the role audit trail form, which is under security governance, role audit trail. If you click on this, all the changes for all the users will be available in this form. Very useful, I would say. I will go to the next one, which is security analysis. Security analysis is very, very useful. I have found out personally. So this actually helps to analyze what are the roles available, what are the duties, what are the menu items available against each role, duties, and privileges. Let it come, let it load. So here, role, like example, say this role. What is the sub role? What is the duty? What is the privileges? What is the resource type? Everything is available here, and the read, invoke, correct, user license, all are visible from here. If you want, you can export it and you can analyze it outside the system. Entry points also, it is available from this form, like which role having which privileges, which duty, and which sub roles. User entry points, similarly, you can see that which role is assigned to how many users, which duties assigned to how many users. So if I select product designer, in the right hand side, it will give me which users are assigned to this role. Similarly, if I select maintain import zip postal codes, you will see the users IDs are in the right side. Entry points history, it is the history. If you have done something or done some changes from the user security governance framework, then those histories will be available here. So suppose you have changed some roles, duties, privileges, then it will be available here. But note, if you have changed from the old framework, it will not be available from here. Things to note from here. And next one is security versions. I really loved it. Security version is like, you can, from now on, with this framework, you can create your security version. Say, suppose in your environment, you have standard roles, you have customized roles. You want to create a version for entire, entire versions, like entire configuration of security. So you can select, like, you can create a version, like create a version, just give name and description. That's it. Don't need to give anything. That means till that time, whatever the roles or the role configuration were available, it will be added here. It will be stayed here. Similarly, you can create multiple versions. So what is the use case of it? If you want to compare between these two roles, say suppose in standard V1, I had only standard roles. And in version 2, I have changed something in the role. I want to compare between this version 2 and version 1. Okay, I will select this two. I will click compare. The system will tell us that what role has been added, if any duties has been added, if any duties has been removed, any changes between these two version will be available in this comparison. Let it come. If you notice that security version 1 in the original version and compared version is version 2, and I have latest so difference only. And if you notice in the security version 2, this role has been added. Don't get confused with this new role, because the role I have created with the name of new role. I know it is confusing, but whatever the role, say suppose a custom role you have created called auditor 2. So the auditor 2 role will be added. Similarly, the duty which has been added against this role will be added. Privileges, resource type, everything related to that role will be added here. Okay, so that is the comparison. Most important part, if you want, say suppose you have done some customization in the version 2. Now you want to revert back the whole customization to standard V1. You just need to click on restored version. Whatever changes has been made in this version 2, it will be reverted back to standard V1. That is one of the powerful element, I would say, powerful feature has been added in this framework. And privileged user management. The privileged user management, the concept is very, very simple. Say in old days, an auditor used to sit beside of the user, and then he or she used to audit what the user is doing. Like this is to take some time. I'm just giving you one use case. Going forward, if auditor wants, he can inform the organization, okay, I can't come. However, I want every steps done, or every steps taken during the day by that user. I want to see that. So privileged user management does the same thing. If I click on that privileged user management, and I just need to click new, I just need to select the user. I need to select from date and to date. That means I am giving one permission to the system that whatever during this period, whatever activities are done by this user will be tracked and will be noted down by the system. I'll give description. I will just save it, and I will change the status. Approve. Okay, I will click on process. So you can keep a common batch processing that you don't need to process every time. Once we approve it, the batch from the background will check is there anything approved in this form, and then it will be activated automatically. The same audit log will be added here. So who has done it, when it was done, it will be added. If I change it, I have already done this one. If you see, this is the user log, audit log. I have created this, I have approved it, then it changed to executing, it ended. So here the user log, online time, it will be added here. And important part is download file. I can click on this download file. The file will be generated here in the local file, and then I can share the audit team or the user or the system admin, whoever is maintaining it, they can share this to the auditor. They can see the Word document step by step, or they can run in the system what the user has done. They can note down whether any activity which is against the audit policy. So step by step process, whatever activity has been done by the user during that time will be tracked, will be updated in the file, and it can be reviewed later. License usage summary. It is a new one, I would say. This is still in preview. So it actually helps to see the license usage in the Dynamics Institute of Finance and Operation, the overall applications. Let it come. So if you notice from this screen, you will be able to see all the users available in FNO, and what is the telemetry ID, licenses, what licenses it is there, what is the license type, which is base or attach, and covered entitlements, remaining entitlements, and SQ name. If I select any other user, then it will be changed. SQ name, operations, which SQ it is there, what are the entitlements, and also the executable, the menu item display, and the AOT level, AOT name. Also the access level, entitled, not entitled, will be updated here. Similar part, user role licenses. Same thing, but it will be with the user role licenses. Like if I select this, what are the role available and which license it is consuming. And role license, like there will be no users, similar part, but there will be no users. Based on the role, it will give us the summary, like which AOT name, which role description, SQ name, entitle, and all. Similarly, below menu item action, AOT name, access level will be updated here. Till now, we have seen user role licenses, and duty licenses. Now, so same thing, what we have seen here, it is with the duty and privilege licenses. So with every element like role, user role, duty, privileges, the license usage summary will be updated here. Next one, I will go to the, in the interest of time, I will hand it over. But before I hand it over to next speaker, I will just show you user activity as aging. This user activity aging is actually the how many time the user has opened the system and which license it has been used. So if I just select the original user what we have, so these are the users in my system who is having license, and license reminds me of the license enforcement which will be there soon. So here, when this user has last logged in, and this is the aging bucket, how many times he has logged in or she has logged in 20 days or 45 days or 60 days count, 90 days count, and 180 days count. This aging bucket is configurable. If I just go to the security governance setup parameters, under this, you will see the user aging periods. So you will have period 1, period 2, period 3, period 4, period 5. So you can change this to as per your need, like 15, 30, 45, 60, and 90. I will save it. If I now go to the user activity aging, you will notice the aging bucket has been changed. What I have updated in the parameter, like 15 days, 30 days, 45, 60, 90, it was previously 20, 45, or 60, whatever like that. I mean, something like that. That is how the user activity aging works. I would end up, but before I end up, I have another thing which I have mentioned here, security process role maintain, since it required a long time to explain, but I will explain security process role maintain form is a new, new form or new way of creating roles. Like example, from the task recorder, you can, I mean, whatever the activities user is doing, you can ask them to do the activity and record the steps using the task recorder. You can import the task recorder, and from there, the role can be created. Since it requires a lot of time, I'm not going into this. And before ending up, these features are all perfectly demonstrated or updated in the Microsoft documentation. However, if you want to see a detail level demo, I can, share that there are a lot of contents like Andre he's here. He created a great content. If you want to take a look, you can take a look. And if you want to see some video demo, I have created a security list. Security governance framework user list. A video list, I would say, a playlist. You can have a look and you can learn from it.